All right. Well, I hope you stay tuned because we are joined again by Carlos Garcia-Galan, Program Executive of Moonbase. We were talking to we were talking to Carlos before we lost your signal, Carlos, and we appreciate you joining us. So we were discussing how this week NASA announced that no longer are we going to work around plans of finding something to orbit the moon long term for humans to live in, but something actually on the lunar surface. And you were mentioning how this is a significant change, and then we lost it. So let's talk more about that human presence and why that now has become a priority.
Yeah, so absolutely. So we know that we need to focus on big things that are near impossible. Setting up a base on the moon is something we have never done. It's on us to continue pushing the boundaries of space exploration. So we thought, hey, this is the time, this is the moment. We're going to shift all the NASA resources and all the people, the hardware we have, the technology, our industry partners and international partners to these objectives. So it starts now. Over the next few years, we're going to be gradually building up the elements of the moon base, and hopefully we will see humans there in 2028.
That's incredible. I mean, Carlos, we've seen the International Space Station. We know what that looks like. But what does a long-term base on the moon look like for astronauts living and working on the lunar surface?
So imagine yourself going to the south pole of the moon, craters, permanent shadows. We're going to have a series of habitation modules. And then over like hundreds of square miles, we'll have different infrastructure like solar array masts, potentially a nuclear power plant. And then in some area of the moon base, we'll also be manufacturing things and taking the regolith, the soil from the moon, and making things like water, oxygen, propellants. So the astronauts will be doing a mix of being in their lunar terrain vehicles, moving around that perimeter, going to the areas where we have pretty interesting scientific objectives, and then coming back to their habitation modules, kind of like that's a day's worth. And just to mention the scientific objectives that we have there, in some of these craters where we have permanent shadow areas, there might be volatiles there that are billions of years old because there's no atmosphere. They have been undisturbed. So getting to those areas and seeing what those things are and their composition, it may unlock secrets from our universe that we don't know, and they were in our moon.
I can't wait to see this happen, and the fact that it will likely happen in our lifetime, and perhaps, according to you, Carlos, maybe within the decade and the next couple of years. We've heard NASA and just us collectively in the U.S. talk about the Artemis Program.
Yeah.
And the Artemis Program is designed to put humans back on the moon and to spread our reach in our solar system. We have a crewed mission that's hopefully going to take off here soon, maybe next week. We'll see how things play out. But this falls in line with the Artemis program, correct? And would the idea be then in subsequent crewed missions, we would finally establish supplies and get to the moon? Is there a goal? Is it 2028 that we get someone, some human, some American on the ground on the moon?
Absolutely. 2028 is our target. And then after that, our vision is that we will go to the moon twice a year. So the mission that is about to take off, Artemis 2, is going to take 4 humans back to the moon in more than 50 years. They're going to do a flyby of the moon, and they'll get to see and take pictures of the far side. For about 4 hours, they'll be doing experimentation and taking pictures. And then that mission is all about testing, is the final test flight of the Orion spacecraft. It's all about testing the things related to the humans, the air, the toilet, the kitchen, the controls of the spacecraft. After we complete that, if everything is successful, the next flight will start testing how to dock with the lunar landers in low Earth orbit. And then the mission after that in 2028, they'll be going to the South Pole or potentially another area of the moon to get humans back to the surface since the Apollo program. So we're very excited, busy, and very focused on getting humans back to the moon. And then on the moon, part of the Artemis program objectives is to learn everything we need, from technology to the know-how to the logistics. everything we need to eventually go to Mars.
Yeah, I mean, this sounds otherworldly.
It sounds like Star Trek, right?
It does. But, Carlos, I have to imagine there are inherent risks that come with this. As you had mentioned, I mean, each of these missions that kind of lead up to 2028, you're testing things out. What do some of those risks maybe stand out to for you? Anything that could end up continuing to delay this?
I mean, there's always risks when you go to space in general. We've mastered low Earth orbit pretty well. Going to the moon is another ball game. So, but we're much more experienced. When we did the Apollo program, we had barely gone on orbit once around the Earth. Now we have more than 50 years of experience, permanent presence in low lunar orbit. So still risks, and there's a lot of know-how that we need to reacquire. And there's new technology because we're not going like, the objective is not to just get there. Getting there is the first step. So there's risks that the technology we need to do things like building a moon base that we're going to have to learn and trial. But that's why we're going to build the moon base in phases. And the first phase is all about experimentation and getting there reliably.
And there are so many other programs. You had mentioned Mars. I wish we had more time because we would talk to you about it, because if with this long-term goal of maybe getting to Mars, we know even a branch of NASA, people working at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, a newly announced mission or program called Skyfall, where helicopters are intended to maybe move over the Martian surface to start to map that to see what goes on. So while our focus will be the moon, I think it's constantly and always has been the mission of NASA to look beyond and to push those limits as long as we are safe as humans. A pleasure joining you this morning on our program. Thank you, Carlos Garcia-Galan, Program Executive for Moon Base with NASA. Take care.
Thank you.
All right.